Hello and good morning. My name is Levita Parks, and this is my Comp 101 Passion Speech on Fruits. The human body, for the most part, has a diet that it follows that individuals try to follow. This diet consists of protein, fruits, grains, oil, dairy, and vegetables. Bodybuilders rely on protein to substitute their vast majority of daily intake. Alternative eaters such as vegan or vegetarians substitute things like plants and fruits for their dietary intake. There are three basic types of eaters. There's carnivores, which are meat eaters. There's plant eaters, which are plants and vegetables. And then there's a group that basically does both, so they eat everything. We're going to take a baby for example. A baby, for the most part, at its infant age, relies on milk. Then as the months progress, they're able to intake cereal and then a more solid food, which is crushed fruits and vegetables. And then as they get older, they're able to form teeth, which they're able to eat a more heartier meal, which consists of meat, which most individuals eat. But is meat a necessary nutritional for a baby's development? I asked this question to address a mental breakthrough for fruits and vegetables. By substituting mainly fruits with an addition of vegetables, is it able to replace our dietary intake? And this would present a mental breakthrough for the people as a whole. Meat only really has 10 to 35% of our daily intake, and for the most part, grains is our daily intake for our diet. So going back to the baby question, is meat necessary? And the answer is no. There are lots of vegan and vegetarian families that are opting out of feeding their babies flesh or meat from an animal. So the answer is no. Protein by itself is essential for building things such as bone and muscles. But the answer is no, it's not necessary for a baby's development. Since we're talking about protein, alternative eaters always get the question asked, where do you get your protein? And the answer is very clear: from plants, fruits, and vegetables. The fruits that are highest in protein are guavas, mulberries, blackberries, starfruit, apricots, nectarines, grapefruit, cantaloupe, melons, peaches, raspberry, passion fruit, pomegranate, oranges, watermelon, kiwi, cherries, honeydew, avocados, and bananas. So as you can see, there are various different fruits that supply protein. These fruits can go from 2.6 to 1.1 grams of protein, which the average person needs about 0.36 grams per pound of protein on a daily basis. Fruits can supply protein, oil, and carbohydrates. Let's take a banana for example. A 6-inch banana has about 23 grams of carbs. On the daily, we need about 45 to 65% of carbs on a daily basis, and that's for both male and female, which is about 200 to 358 grams of carbohydrates per day. Now, the fruits that are highest in carbohydrates are apples with the skin, pineapples, cherries, and mangoes. Now, since we're talking about carbohydrates, there are three basic different components of carbohydrates, which is starch, sugar, and fiber. An example of starch would be vegetables like peas. An example of sugar would be fruit, because fruit supplies its own natural source of sugar. Then we have fiber, which is an example of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, things of that sort. Now, considering the food pyramid, there are 6 different groups. One group consists of fats and oils. The second group, milk, yogurt, and cheese. The third, meat, poultry, fish, beans, eggs, nuts. The fourth, vegetables. The fifth, fruits. And the 6th, grains such as bread, cereal, rice, and pasta. The point that I'm trying to present is that fruits have the remarkable capability of transitioning itself to fit the vast majority of our daily intake. We're going to take fruitarian Michael Arnstein for an example. He is a professional runner and has participated in over 8 years of a fruitarian diet, which means 80 to 90% of his food comes from fruit and the other 10 to 20% comes from vegetables. He is a true example of getting back to the basics. He claims to never get sick and feels like a superhuman. His astonishing comprehension and awareness of alternative eating has astonished individuals across the world, mainly physicians. Physicians has the mindset that this is impossible, but there he stands, a living testimony. Meat in terms of a herb bearing seed and fruit tree yielding seed is necessary down to a fertilized egg to the last breath of life. So meat is necessary. This re-emerging evolutionary diet of alternative eating has created a mental breakthrough for society as a whole, to mention that not only is there an alternative way of eating, but yes, there is a cleaner way of survival through plants and fruits. So in this presentation, fruits is the winner. With an addition of vegetables, there is a way to, with an addition of vegetables, you are able to add to a stress-free way of living. And this is my presentation on fruits for my passion speech.